A Long Walk to Water is a fictional and non-fictional book written by Linda C. Park. In this story, we hear about the lives of the two main characters, Naya and Salva. Salva's story in the book is real and non-fictional, while Naya is a completely fictional character. Salva's story begins when Salva is nearly 18 years old. He's enjoying his day at school when suddenly a shooting begins. Through the chaos, his teacher yells at Salva to go and the rest of the students to go and hide in the bushes. She says to not go home because that is where the shooting will continue. After Salva leaves the bushes, he runs until he can't anymore. People who are in the same situation group together along with Salva and separate themselves according to villages, and then they went and walk together. They soon found a barn to sleep in and decide to spend the night there. When they wake up, Salva finds the group has left him behind and he feels very upset. He then finds a woman and the woman takes care of him for a couple days. However, she had to move somewhere because where there was more water and she couldn't take Salva with her for her own safety. She told him that she had to move and he left her feeling very upset. Then Salva went back to the barn and after a while he heard noises. It was another group of people that were walking away from the war. He asked if he could join them and they grudgingly agreed. He walked with them for a while until he found out that his uncle was among these people. He also in that time period made a friend named Mariel. Mariel, however, ends up being killed by what they assume are lions after he strayed from the group in the middle of the night. They eventually reach the refugee camp in Ethiopia, but on the way, Salva's uncle gets shot. He lives in the camp for 6 years until it has to close down. He then walks with other boys for a year and a half to Kakuma, which is a refugee camp in Kenya. He was at Kakuma for 2 years, and then he decided to leave and went to a camp called Ifo. From Ifo, he gets chosen to live in America. He lives there for a few years until he gets to college and until he receives word from one of his cousins saying that his father was at a hospital close to the village. Salva immediately starts planning a trip to Sudan to meet his father. When he actually gets there, at first, his father does not realize it's him, but then he realizes that it's Salva and he practically jumps for joy. Soon Salva has to go back to New York, which is very sad. On the way there, he has an idea for the project. He wanted to raise money to build wells because his father had gotten sick from drinking dirty water. He ends up succeeding in building wells near villages across Sudan. He even built a well next to Naya's village. Naya, if you remember, is a girl who has to walk 8 hours a day just to get water. The water isn't even very clean, which is a very shameful thing for children across Africa. Naya's sister Akir gets sick from drinking this water as well. Every year, Naya's family, along with the rest of the Nuer tribe, which he is a part of, moves to a camp near the lake because of the storage of water. However, Naya doesn't have to do anymore because of the well that Salva built. When Naya and the rest of the village go to drink water at the well for the first time, they realize that Salva is a Dinka man, and the Dinkas was Salva's old tribe. And it was a bit of a shock to Naya and the rest of the Nuer people that Salva, a Dinka man, was helping them because the Dinkas and the Nuers hated each other. But Naya does go to speak to him, and that's how Naya and Salva meet, which closes the novel. A Long Walk to Water is an amazing book that shows us how hard the lives of some people in Africa are. Whether it be because they were hiding from war in Sudan a while ago, or because of the lengths they go to just to get water, which isn't even very clean. It teaches us that we should not take what we have for granted, and that there are people out there who go through very extreme life for some things that we just discard if they weren't important. It teaches us to not wallow in self-pity because somewhere out there people are facing things much worse than we could even imagine.